for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Searching for a heart of gold. Hey there, Barry's Campfire Guitar here. We're doing a lesson on Neil Young, and we're going to learn a few things about things that Neil Young does that are useful for all kinds of campfire guitar songs. And here you could see lesson number 1. Do not be intimidated by the harmonica. I am not a good harmonica player. I'm not even average. I'm actually pretty bad at it. But I kind of know what I'm doing. I know how to make it fit. And I know how to do a couple things with it. And I wish I knew. This is what these lessons are all about. It's not how good I am at this guitar or at the harmonica. I'm not good at either of them. I'm actually not even a good singer. But there are things that I know now that I wish I knew when I started playing 30 years ago. And I wish I knew the difference between straight harp and cross harp. It took many, many years before I figured out what the heck was going on with that. And, you know, the key to it all is no fear. So, a little bit of musical theory here. Of course, Heart of Gold is in the key of G, with the G, the C, the D, and the E minor chord has the E, B, and E, the G in it. So if it's got E, B, G, those notes are all in the key of G. So E minor chord is in the key of G. So that's how you know Heart of Gold is in the key of G. All the chords are in the key of G. This harp has a little letter G on it. This is a G harp. When I'm playing straight harp, I use G harp with the song that's in G. When you blow individual notes on harmonica, it's going to be a G, a B, or a D, which is, they're not only in the G scale, they are the 3 notes that make up the triad of the G chord. G, B, D, right? G, B, D, 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 B, G. That's the triad. It's all a G, B, or D. So, when you suck, they're in the G scale, but they're not in the chord of D. So that means that when you play a chord like C, that has an E in it and a C in it, which is not in the chord G, if I suck a C note or an E note, it's going to sound well with the C chord. Not that one. Oh, enough from my experimenting here. So, have no fear. If you're playing in the key of G, you can't make it sound bad. The straight G harp played in the key of G against chords in the key of G sounds great. That could be the end of the lesson right there, but go grab yourself a holder, go get yourself a G harp and start having fun. The other thing about Heart of Gold, of course, that's, and we touched on hammer-ons and the pull-off. Hammer-on A to the B and the pull-off the E to the D. Learn how to pull, learn how to hammer on and pull off. Go learn it. We'll do a couple more Neil Young songs, and we're going to transition from straight harp to cross harp. and I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm just going to do it, and then we're going to talk about it. But that's Heart of Gold in the key of G. I'm not going to tell you how to play the whole song. Go look up the tab. I'm here to tell you things that that I wish I'd known 30 years ago. And I knew the tab. I had the chords for Heart of Gold. But it's one thing to see the chords in front of you and to know how to do a little picking pattern to kind of jazz it up a little bit. Alright, it goes back to that one of the second lessons we did when Just in the Wind, just that. All right. So that intro is C to the D. So you just, if that's a C, then if you move it up a full tone, right? Half tone, full tone, it's got to be a D. But the G is open and the E is open. So it's a D sus chord. And he's hammering on. Hammer on, pull off, hammer on and pull off, hammer on and pull off. Hammer on and pull off, hammer on and pull off. Hammer on and pull off, hammer on and pull off. Hammer on and pull off. When I'm doing that, you see I've got my, if I do my G chord with my pinky, my strong pinky for my pinky exercises, and my thumb, these three fingers are free to That's why am I not playing my G chord like that? Because then I only have my pinky to solo with. If I play my G chord with my thumb and my pinky, suddenly I have these three fingers to do some intricate. So, and then when he goes to sing, I'm hammering out quite loudly the other bits, but then when he's singing, oh, to live on Sugar Mountain, you play that softly. Now you can strum it, but if you want to be even softer, very dynamic. That's the thing that finger picking gives you. You be very, very soft with it. And you can strum when you want that emphasis. So, oh, to live on Sugar Mountain. So the G to the F7. It's F7 because the 7th of F is the open E. So I'm not fretting that. I'm not fretting that down there. It's open. And then the only other chord that's in this song is the D minor. Though you're thinking that you're leaving there too soon. You're leaving there too soon. the F in it. So the F is missing the F, but the D minor has it in there. Though you're thinking that you're leaving there too soon, you're leaving there too soon. There's a girl just down the aisle, we'll turn and see her smile. You can hear the words she wrote as you read the hidden note. The other thing I'll show you, to add a little life to the harmonica part, when you suck, if you adjust your tongue position on that hole, it will change the pitch, drop it down, and that's how you bend. In a guitar, you bend, of course, by you bend up. You bend up, but you could bend notes on a harmonica by you drop your tongue down and back, wow, 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 just like a wah-wah pedal for guitar, wow. Up front, now put it back. And then you can warble them like that. So, why am I showing you how to bend notes playing straight harp? Well, you put a little soul into a straight song in playing the G harp with a song that's in G or in C. When you're playing straight harp, it helps to bend a note. Now I'm going to do something. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing, don't you? That's right. I'm detuning the guitar, tuning my sixth down from the E down to the D. Why on earth am I doing that? Well, aside from the fact that many, many great folk songs are played with the sixth string tuned to D, so you can get the octave going there. Rainforest, teeming green, climate control center for the youth. Lots of good reasons to detune a guitar, not just the sanctimony of Bruce Coburn. Oh, hello, Mr. Soul, I just dropped by to pick up a reason. Sing that C note while you play the D chord. You're basically singing a D7 chord. Oh, hello, Mr. Soul, I just dropped by to pick up a reason for the thought that I caught that my hand is the event of the season. Gee, why the crowd just a trace of my face could seem so pleasing. I'll cop out the change, but a stranger is putting the tease on. I was down on the frown when the messenger brought me a letter. I was raised by the praise of a fan who said I upset her. Any girl in the world could have easily known me better. So that D, E to the F. Bum, 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 the whole triad. Now, it's not a full triad because there's no third in it. It's just because I got the octave going. But I'm play the B string as well if you bar it. Now that's boring until you add the vocal of the C note. Oh, hello, Mr. Soul, I just dropped by to pick up a reason. He's hammering with the vocally on that C, but he's playing the two things are boring if you play them separately, but you put them together, it sounds great. In a while, will a smile on my face turn plaster? Stick around while the clown who is sick does the trick of disaster. And the race in my head and my face is moving much faster. Is it strange I should change? I don't know, why don't you ask her? Is it strange I should change? I don't know. Well, the song, he's hammering on that D. But as you saw, my harp is in G. So when I'm playing a D chord, it's a blues song. That's what cross harp is. If I'm playing a blues in D, so Mr. Soul is a soul song. It's a blues song, blues soul. And it's in D, but it's hidden. And you play this harmonica, which Neil does on one of his unplugged records. He plays Mr. Soul, this blues song in D. He's playing the G harp, which sounds so bright and fits so well in the key of G when you're playing Heart of Gold or Sugar Mountain. You play that same G harp with a song that's in the key of D, like Mr. Soul, and all of a sudden you're a blues master. Remember, I'm not very good at this harmonica, you know. That's the extent of my skill. Like, Okay, campfire quality. This is Barry's Campfire Guitar. I wish that I knew 30 years ago when I picked up the guitar that all I had to do was play a D blues with a G harp, and all of a sudden I'm playing cross harp. I haven't changed anything. Bend notes a little bit more, but you saw even in Sugar Mountain, Neil's bending notes. But he's playing a G harp in the key of G in Sugar Mountain, and here he's playing a G harp with a song that is in the key of D. That's what cross harp is. And that's why Neil Young can range from folk to rock to blues to country, all over the place. Neil Young, I don't need to sell you on Neil Young. Maybe if you're 20 years old, you don't know who Neil Young is. Maybe if you're 12 years old, you don't know who Neil Young is. Well, he's a guy who can do it all. And he plays soft, he plays hard, he can finger pick nice and light, but he can hammer on it when he needs to. That sets us up for our next lesson. Campfire Guitar with Barry.